Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua dared Raila Odinga, together with the brigade that attended a Sunday church service. They dared Raila to hold his Kamkunji rally. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president himself, said that he can single-handedly handle Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga flew and jetted into the country from South Africa and headed directly to the Kamkunji grounds. A quick look at that rally will tell you that there were several leaders who were expected. Raila Odinga led his deputy Martha Karua. The senior Kalonzo Musyoka was there. There was Eugene Wamalwa. Jeremiah Kioni, who while attending that meeting was facing some division when Ruto called some Jubilee members in State House. Jeremiah was there. And of course, Wycliffe Oparanya was there. So it shows you that all the Azimio brigade were represented there. But it is Raila's speech that caught my attention. There are several things that were said there. But in this video, I want us to look at the 8 irreducible minimum, what Raila called the clarion call to William Samoei Ruto. The speech was so wide, and we look at them in bits. So in this one, I have picked on 8 irreducible minimum, what Raila baptized the clarion call. I just want you to look at this video so that we can look deeply into what Raila said, because I've got a feeling that someone must advise Ruto to amicably deal with the situation, because if he doesn't, this government is going to fall. Not falling down because someone is planning to topple this government, but it seems to me that Raila has set a trap for William Ruto. And when I listen to them in church, they are going to get into this trap, the entire government. And when I listened to people and read the messages, people are busy insulting each other based on their political affiliation. And that tells me that William Ruto is leading a very divided country. The video that you're about to watch is touching at the heart of Ruto regime. Because number one, it is touching on legitimacy issues that William Ruto is already grappling with. You all know that there is 1 million people who do not recognize William Ruto as a president. And then it is touching on the taxes. William Ruto has already pronounced that he wants every Kenyan to pay tax. And they have said that they inherited a dilapidated economy from Uhuru Kenyatta. And he has requested people to give him time so that he can rebuild this economy. Now, 3 things will happen. That if we do not have a very good environment or a peaceful environment where an economy, the foundation of building an economy can be built, then I can assure you that William Ruto will not realize his dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, just watch the video so that we can analyze it together with you.
7. We demand that the Kenya Kwanza government resigns as it has neither the money.
Let us look at them one by one after watching that video. Before we move on, if you're watching for the first time, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Let's begin with number 1. That the entire Azimio team does not recognize the Uda government. Why? Because according to them, they have a full result that reveals that their votes were stolen. And so they say that they don't recognize the government. Number 2, they're saying that neither do they recognize William Ruto nor any official that is in this government. You know, it's a little bit better when you know that the country is divided and they don't recognize you. But when there is an official declaration by the opposition that these people do not recognize you, you are being challenged to do 2 things. that you must work hard to ensure that you are forcing people to recognize you. Like it happened during the Nyayo era, the government will meet full force or try to bribe the people to recognize him. A good example will be when there is a holiday. There are people who do not recognize the government, do not recognize William Ruto, and so they will not go for such meetings. And so what will happen? They will have to ferry people to the grounds because the entire world will be watching, or they will be bribing or forcing people to attend those meetings. Number two, take for example, if William Ruto sends Eliud to Nyanza to distribute some relief food, what will happen? The people who will be heeding to the rallying calls from Raila will see both William Ruto and Eliud as civilians. And so he might go somewhere and people will not attend, people will not come, and that respect to their offices will not be there. That is what it means. But that is not even my problem. My problem is now the one that is touching on taxes. William Ruto said that he wants people to pay taxes so that they can rebuild this economy. Raila has told his people that they must resist these taxes that have been imposed on goods and services that in the former regime were being subsidized. Subsidies on unga, on electricity, on fuel, and school fees. Now this speech is coming at a time when parents have schools have just opened, and parents are carrying the heavy weight, the heavy burden of the cost of education, and this speech is touching at their heart. When Raila tells them to resist such taxes, it goes down to them. And it seems that Raila Odinga is ready to face the West, because you all know, for those who watch, I had proved to you that these subsidies were removed as a result of the agreement between William Ruto and the IMF. It is the International Monetary Fund that is forcing William Ruto to go against his promises to the hustlers. And so while Raila is giving this speech, he's targeting the international community. Uhuru Kenyatta was given these conditions and he refused. He was looking at Kenyans at the heart. And so it's going to be very, very difficult for William Ruto. Raila is also saying that they must audit the servers. You know what that means? William Ruto will not allow any attempt to audit the servers, because this will expose both the IEBC and the government and the mischief that took place, if at all it was there. Because I've said this before, that if I were William Ruto, if that is the only thing that you want to prove that I won fair and square, then I will accept the opening of the server. But from their body language and the tone, I can assure you that they will not accept. So Raila is putting these conditions to paint Ruto as someone who stole elections, because while people are going to look at it that this is a very simple request, why can't you allow it, you will see them saying that we are past the elections, let us accept and move on. Raila is taking people back. He does not want to accept results. And you know what that means? Another period that instead of William Ruto taking his time to work for Kenyans, they are going to spend a lot of time trying to, restructure how they are going to answer to Raila, how they want people to believe that Raila is just a rumor monger, and this will waste their time. Raila is saying that the Kenya Kwanza team should resign. Really, do you think they can resign? And Raila knows very well that they cannot resign, but Raila is provoking them. They will come up with guns blazing and they will answer Raila and say all kinds of things. And that's why I'm saying that Raila is fixing them to a corner. Raila is setting a trap that they are all going to get into. And when they are trapped, I can assure you that it's not going to be very easy. And then Raila is saying that resisting the UDA regime begins today. Do you remember when Raila told his members not to go and vote in 2017? They did not go. And do you remember when Raila told his people to resist services from Safaricom and the companies that they felt were supporting an illegitimate government that they felt had taken place in rigging their votes in 2017. The companies felt the resistance of the ordinary mwananchi. In some places, I was talking to people and they were saying that mimi siku hizi situmii Safaricom. In fact, they bought Airtel lines. You might think that this is simple, but ask any manager, the branch managers in Safaricom, and they will tell you that they suffered a loss to the tune of millions. And so when Raila makes this official clarion call that they resist the UDA regime, this is going to be very difficult, because the Azimio supporters that are working, knowing very well that we have a thief, an illegitimate government that is constituted on thievery, and the backline has been drawn, ladies and gentlemen. Daggers are being brandished, and to me, if you ask me, things are going to be very difficult. It seems like we are beginning an early campaigns, and I must say, who will blink first? Let us wait and see. In the next video, I want us to look at the other part of Raila's speech, because on this, I just picked on the 8 irreducible minimum. But there were other things, like Raila was saying he's ready to go to jail. He bashed the international community. He bashed William Ruto and Gachagua. And we also were going to look at Martha Karua and her speech. Thanks for watching. Again, if you are watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell.